Hey guys, what's going on? It's Meshi with Meshi TV. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. In today's video, we're going to be pulling the word of the week. We're going to be using some oracle decks and some tarot decks, and I think that this is a really lovely way that we can not only pick an intention for the week, but we can also use these beautiful intuitive tools so that they can sort of help us and guide us through, you know, the ups and downs and the turmoils of the week. So I generally have a really hard time picking just one word or one intention for the entire week. So I came up with this series where each Monday we kind of get together and we use some of the cards that we are naturally drawn to. And you're welcome to use your own cards as well while I'm pulling mine. And we can sort of formulate a word or a phrase that can give us some guidance for the upcoming week. So this is exactly what we're going to be doing today. So if that sounds good, then why don't we just dive right in? And if you are brand new here, well, thank you so much for taking the time to join me in this video. If you are brand new, consider subscribing if you haven't already. We usually chat a few times a week here, and we talk about anything and everything tarot and spiritual practices and mindfulness practices, and overall what we can do to include practices in our week and in our day-to-day life that will leave us more empowered. So if that sounds good, I think you're gonna love it here. All right, why don't we just get started? So the first thing that I would like to do, always, I'm just going to go and light up my trusty little candle. I believe that this is a mixture of Palo Santo and dried incense. This is the one that I actually just made for myself for home use only. It's a beautiful wooden wick candle. If you guys are interested, I will be taking pre-orders really soon because we have new scents that are coming out for the summertime. So, but I mean, for some reason it doesn't want to line up. But for spiritual practices or rituals and things like that, they're absolutely wonderful. Now for decks, I selected a few. I always have a hard time with this. Okay, well, I'll show you what I have. I'm, of course, going to be using the Animal Spirit deck from Kim Kranz. Kim Kranz. I'm even butchering her name, poor thing. I'm also going to be using my trusty Moonology deck from Yasmin Boland. And honestly, given that it's the full moon and we're still feeling the very strong vibes of the full moon, it just felt intuitively right to start using that. I'm also going to be pulling at least one card from the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck from John Holland. I was resisting this deck so much, and then as soon as I started using it and pulling cards from it, it was just like, it cracked right open. And for fun, we will pull one cute little panda. This is The Way of the Panda from Kim San. Sorry, Kim, if I'm butchering your last name. I totally don't mean to. Okay, why don't we just get started? So first and foremost, I kind of like to just pull an animal energy that sort of give us like an overall feel of how the week is going to be. And to be honest, if you have the Animal Spirit deck, you could kind of just stop there. You know, you don't need to pull tarot and oracle decks. Ooh, we've got the snake. Again, I think what I will do is I will just pop the larger version of this image right up here. Let's get started with the John Holland deck. No surprise here, we have transformation. I will pull all the cards, and then after that we can kind of go through it together. actually, before we look it up, let's talk about the snake first. So we pulled the snake, and if you notice in the middle of it, we sort of have the flower. It's one of the geometric shapes that are just so stunning. I believe it's called the flower of life. To me, the snake, it's sort of like this slow processing transformation, but also the snake also represents Kundalini energy, so Kundalini rising. It's almost like it is the epiphany of the awakening, and whether we're tapping into the collective energy or you're tapping into your own energy, you might be finding that, you know, things are being revealed, and the snake sort of reminds us of just constantly transform. It generally sheds its skin, you know, when it's ready to let go of the old. But I want to read more of what the book has to say, because I always find Kim's description to be like spot on. Guardian of an awakened magic and creative potential. The snake is a symbol of our highest potential. It is said that Shakti, our creative life force, lies dormant at the base of the spine in the form of a coiled snake. And regardless of whatever this image rings true for you, it's well worth considering the amount of unawakened or untapped potential within. What would life look like if you woke it up? How can you stir it from slumber? An experienced yoga or meditation teacher can lead the way. So make haste. The snake card appears when there is no more time to waste. When it's in balance, it's prosperous, creative, and charismatic. And when things are out of balance, it starts and stops many things. And to bring it to balance, you can do some Kundalini yoga or some meditation. So I kind of like to think of the snake as when you go through, whether you're going through a spiritual awakening or you're simply just realizing that you're ready to tap into your own untapped potential, it's worth noting, not only, I kind of think of this as when you realize all along you were the one that was sort of standing in your own way in a really huge way when you wanted to manifest something, or you wanted to have that job, or you wanted to have that career, or you wanted to have, I don't know, like you wanted to like create things, you wanted to create circumstances, or you wanted to manifest that relationship or those friendships or those connections, then it's realizing that there's so much untapped potential within you if you learn to get out of the way. So that's sort of what I'm getting from the snake energy. And then of course we have some beautiful confirmation from the Psychic Tarot deck, which is all about transformation. But transformation is sort of like coming out of the cocoon and becoming a butterfly. So it's sort of realizing again, where does this power lie? And then actually with the Panda deck, we have Fairy God Panda. So I think of Fairy God Panda as someone who is, it's sort of like, and again, it's not necessarily a person, it's not necessarily someone outside of you. This is your own inner fairy god panda, so to say. So I kind of like to think of this, so like when people think of, oh my gosh, it's my fairy godmother that's going to help me sort of manifest, or help me get that thing, or help me with that job, or help me, I don't know why I keep going back to jobs, or help me, you know, move closer to my dream place, or manifest my dream home, or what have you. When you realize that all of that magic is within you, like when you realize that you're able to manifest when your vibration is, you're at a vibrational match to the things that you want to manifest, there's sort of that breaking down, that transformation that is taking place, but you need to kind of find your own inner magic. So that means, you know, tapping into the things that you really love doing, that bring that creative spark out of you. Maybe it's creative work, maybe it's somewhere where you feel peaceful and joyful. That's sort of where like your mind can rest and you fully tap into its ability to sort of not only manifest things, not only manifest things, but also to really create the things that you want. And you need to be in a state of high vibration in order for you to sort of see where that magic is, because really magic is sort of like, it's all around us, but sometimes we're too busy to see. To me, it goes back to gratitude. So the fairy god panda reminds us that he has the wand, and so do you. But it's almost like that filter needs to change so that you can see how abundantly provided for you are, whether it's with opportunities or with the right people. Having the right you have to be there at the right vibrational match in order for you to kind of see that, but still. And then last but not least, we have the new moon in Taurus, and this guy sort of reminds us that prosperity lies ahead. With new moon energy is always about setting very strong intentions, but when we have transformation, we have some magic, we have the snake and the kundalini energy that is rising, that we're awakened to seeing our own potential, then knowing that prosperity lies ahead, to me, this whole message is just lean into faith, lean into the magic, look for the magic so that you can see it in your own life. And then that way you're going to see within your reality exactly the energy that you're pulling towards you. So to me, manifestation is always about being very clear of what it is that is already created, that you're just tapping into. It's not something that you want. Wanting means that you don't have. To me, manifestation goes a little bit deeper. It's about understanding that you just got clear of what it is that is already on its way, and you're just pulling that energy in with your own vibration, because you're becoming the match. So whether that becomes material things, it becomes relationships, it becomes connections, opportunities, you know, anything and everything, is just understanding that with each thought that when it comes to you, and especially when it comes to you consistently, that's a reminder, that's an active reminder that you're pulling that energy within you. Fairy God Panda did not just come here just to remind you that you're here to live a vanilla, boring life with vanilla ice cream on top of vanilla ice cream. I'm just saying. It's here to remind you that that magic, the fairy god panda, is in all of us, and what your job ultimately is to bring that magic out, bring those sparklers out. If that means you put sparklers on your eyes, that's what that means. If maybe it means that you have, I don't know, 10 tarot decks and 3 eyeshadow palettes and they're all sparkly, so be it. Who knows? If those are the circumstances that you require for you to tap into your own inner magic, give yourself permission to tap into that, because there's so much potential and magic within each of us, and it's up to us, it's up to each of us, it's our own personal responsibility to bring that magic out so it can start sparkling. If you played with sparklers this past weekend for July 4th, maybe you did, maybe you didn't, I don't know. But nevertheless, if you played with it, you already know how that feels, that inner fire, that inner spark that can ignite so much. So this is your message for today. This is your message for the week. Take what you will. I will once again keep a few keywords that sort of sums up the overall underlying energy for the week, and give you a few keywords that you can choose your word of the week. My only ask would be, if you picked a word of the week, comment below, let me know. I would love to hear from you guys. I would love to hear what you have chosen and how much of that message, how much of that word was in alignment with how the rest of your week unfolded. We're in very powerful times right now, where it's the moon, the new moon, as well as solar eclipse is coming. I mean, the full moon has come already, so energetically speaking, right now we're in a very strong manifestation phase, and I think most of you do feel that. So it's very interesting when you get more clear of what your own intentions are for each week, then see sort of how all of those puzzle pieces can kind of connect to one another. This is all I want to share with you guys. I hope you are going to have a fantastic week, and I cannot wait to see you guys next week. And just, you know, keep connecting with the moon, you guys, and just remember, you're so much more powerful than you think. And I will see you guys again in my next video.